Hello. Welcome on back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. For today's tutorial, once again, I've partnered up with Armani Beauty to present you all with this look I created. For the skin, I kept it really luminous and fresh. For the eyes, I used just a tad bit of eyeliner, mostly on the outer and the inner corner to really accentuate the shape, to give us that feline, sultry look, and then topped everything off with a nude lip. It doesn't get better than that. So without further ado, if you want to learn how I created this look right here, then keep on watching. So to begin, I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Hydrating Primer to prep our model's skin. Since I'm going to be keeping the complexion products in the Luminous Silk family today, this is the perfect first product to use to nourish and plump the skin before we go in with the foundation, which is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and the shade I'm using is 6.25, which is really the perfect shade for Jess. If you don't know your shade already in this foundation, I'll put a link down below along with everything else I'm using today so you can find your perfect match, because they do have 40 shades to choose from, but to apply this, I'm using a sponge and I'm slowly building this up. I've said it before in the past and I'll say it again, this is one of my favorite foundations to use. Not just on my clients, but on myself as well. It looks incredible on the skin. It has that like luminosity, that glow from within look, but without looking greasy, because there are some foundations out there on the market that claim to have that luminous finish, but truly they just look terribly greasy on the skin and only gets worse throughout the day. That's never been the case with the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. It has that perfect balance to it. It's oil-free, it's medium coverage, and in my opinion, it's one of the best foundations in terms of wearability, meaning it doesn't crack and break up throughout the day. Next, I'm going to use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Face and Under Eye Concealer to highlight the face and to conceal the under eyes. The shade I'm using in this concealer is the shade 4, which is light with a golden undertone. And I'm strategically placing this in all the areas of the face I want to highlight, including the inner and outer corners of the eyes, the cupid's bow, chin, center of the forehead, down the center of the nose, and just a tad bit to the jawline. Of course, you can add more or less depending on your preference, but this is why I only used maybe a couple pumps of the foundation. I knew I was going to go in with more coverage with the concealer and the contour, so by the time I have this all blended out, it'll be a true medium coverage. I'm going to leave this highlight here for a few minutes while I apply the contour. To contour, I'm actually using the same Luminous Silk Face and Under Eye Concealer, but this is in the shade 10, which also has a golden undertone. And I'm applying this to all the areas of the face I want to contour and bronze up, including the perimeter of the forehead, the cheekbones, the chin, and down the sides of the nose. And you'll even see me apply it here in a second underneath the bottom lip to make it appear a little extra plump. Now, the look I'm creating today, which is pretty minimalistic but impactful, is great for an evening glam. You're going out with your hubby or your wife or your boyfriend, girlfriend, or even by yourself, it doesn't matter. It's a look that has you looking and feeling confident without makeup looking like it's terribly heavy or overdone, but it's still glam. You know what I mean? And I know what you're thinking. Spence, are you watching the same thing I am? Because it looks like you're going in pretty heavy with the glam right now. Well, hear me out here. To contour and bronze the skin, I prefer using liquids and creams rather than powder bronzers. So while this may look a little dramatic because of the intense color difference of the concealers, you gotta keep in mind that these concealers are lightweight and medium coverage. So by the time I begin blending this all out with the sponge, the color pigment is going to shear out to give us that perfect tint of color and warmth to create that dimension and structure I'm looking to achieve. So I'm not even going to use powder bronzers on top of this. In fact, I'm not using a lot of powder at all. After this, you'll see me use a little powder to lightly set the concealer, but that's about it. The skin will remain looking fresh and luminous. By the way, do y'all remember a couple weeks ago I was talking about the Sephora Spring Savings event? So that officially starts tomorrow, April 9th, and ends on April 19th. So if you're watching this tutorial today, the day I post it, and you're looking to get the foundation or any products really at Sephora, just wait another day so you can get these products discounted. I mean, baby, you can do whatever you want, but if you're gonna get something, you might as well save some money. You know what I mean? Anyways, on another note, I'm sorry if I also sound a little funny today, guys. I had some dental work done recently, so I've been rocking a lisp. So please don't make fun of me. I'm really trying to be a trooper and fight through this pain, so please bear with me. Hopefully I'll be back to normal in the next week or so. Okay, next I'm using the brand new Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Glow Setting Powder in the shade 2 and ever so slightly pressing this into the under eye area with a powder puff to set that concealer into place. It's no secret at this point that I love using powder puffs to apply powder, but for those of you who prefer brushes, I'm going to apply the same powder to the other under eye with a brush to show you how I use a brush for this area of the face. You'll notice I'm using more of a tapping motion rather than dragging the brush because I don't want the bristles of the brush to move around the concealer we placed there. So it's all about that pressing motion. And again, I'm using a very light amount of this powder, just enough to set that concealer into place. This powder is very sheer. It's not completely translucent because it does have some color pigment in it, but it is sheer. And it has a natural radiant finish to it, which is perfect for that look we're going for today. So you see, I've set the upper eyelids with this too, and now for the rest of the face, I'm applying the slightest amount of this with a large fluffy face brush. By this point, we're really getting to see the magic come to life with the products we've used up until this point. The skin isn't looking weighed down, it's looking flawless, and the products have blended together beautifully. Next, for blush, I'm using the new Milani Peach Baked Blush, and I'm sweeping this along the cheeks. I'm a sucker for peach tone blushes, so when I received this in the mail the other day, I had to give it a try. It's pigmented, it's buildable, and really is the perfect color for the look we're going for today. They also came out with a peach cream blush that I'm really looking forward to trying out too, but that will just have to be for another day. Alright, so now that we have the blush applied, I'm gonna start working on the brows. To start, I'm using the new Kosas Brow Pop Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Medium Brown, and I'm lightly building up the shape of Jess's brow. She already has pretty incredible brows, so I'm using this just to accentuate what she already has by lightly drawing in some brow-like hairs and extending the tail of the brow. Once I get the shape I'm looking for, I'm going to use the new Airbrow Tinted Brow Gel, also from Kosas, to run through the brow hairs, and I'm using the shade Medium Chocolate Brown. You can never go wrong with a good tinted brow gel to finish off the brows, as it locks the hairs into place all day, and it just polishes off the look. To start on the eyes, I'm using the Master Mattes eyeshadow palette from Makeup by Mario. Honestly, I don't quite remember which exact shades I used. I know I ended up mixing up a few to get the perfect shade blend through the crease and through the outer corner of the eye. And I built this up to get the perfect amount of depth I wanted from this. Truly, you could even use whichever powder bronzer you usually use on yourself, but I like this eyeshadow palette because it has a really great selection of matte neutral tones for all the different skin tones I work on. Next, I'm using the Inglot Black Gel Eyeliner to line the upper lid and create a winged liner. Oh my goodness gracious. Y'all know already that a precise liner is not my strong suit, so I'm getting hot flashes just from watching me do this. But I'm doing it because y'all seem to really like the reverse cat eye I did on Jess a couple of videos back, so I'm kind of doing the opposite now, keeping the lower lash line really clean and keeping the drama on the top by pulling the inner corner of the eye in and winging out the outer corner. For an everyday glam, I think this looks really great because it's simple. It doesn't look like you're trying too hard, yet it's still sultry and glam. Even better, this eye makeup goes with just about everything, no matter the outfit you choose or the lip color you choose to pair it with. But now that I've gotten through the liner process, I'm gonna add the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara to coat the top lashes. I didn't catch it on camera, but I did end up applying mascara to the bottom lashes too, just in case you noticed. But once I've run this through the top lashes, I'm adding these lashes from Rokael Beauty in the style MoonBows. What I had actually done was I cut about a third off from the outer part of the lash just to make it a little shorter, and I placed it towards the outer part of the eyelid, giving us a lifted and elongated appearance to the eye. Then I'm dipping into the Rodeo Drive highlighter from Ofra Cosmetics and feathering this onto the high points of her cheekbones and brow bone for that extra glow. Especially if you're going to a candlelit dinner, this will really make your skin shine in all the right areas. To me, there's nothing more attractive than radiant, beautiful skin that just glows. So a little bit of this highlighter really amps up this look. For lips, I'm starting with these two Kevyn Aucoin lip pencils. The first one I'm using here is the shade Minimal, and I'm using this just to create a rough sketch of the lip shape we're creating. I shouldn't say create because it's not like I'm overdrawing her lip shape right now. I'm going over her natural border, and then I'll follow up in a second with a deeper toned pencil. So here is where I go in to overdraw just a tad bit with that darker nude color pencil in the shade New Naked, also from Kevyn Aucoin, and I will say I really like this shade here. It's becoming one of my new favorite lip pencil shades. Unfortunately, they don't sell it at Sephora, so the link I'll put down below will be for Nordstrom, but I'm telling you, it's good, it's good. All right, now I'm using this Laura Mercier lipstick in the shade Nude Naturel and focusing this application to the center of the bottom lip. This light baby pink shade adds a lot of contrast to the lip color, almost like an ombre effect. And then I'll head back to the pencil to blend in the edges of that lipstick. And believe it or not, I'm not adding a gloss on top today. I'm really kind of liking how this matte nude lip is looking, so I'm gonna keep it as is. And lastly, I'm using the Tower 28 SOS facial spray to set the makeup and to lock it into place, which officially makes this the final step in creating the sultry makeup look on our naturally beautiful model.
To all my ladies who got a brother that doesn't treat them right, put your finger right in his face and tell that man bye-bye. I'm too fly, I'm too fly, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
And there we have it, kids. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give this video a big ol' thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out more of my work on my Instagram at Painted by Spencer. And until next time, I'll see you soon.